Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
Hello, welcome to episode 39 of the Best Bits of Atom Radio's Drive Time. Hope you're very well. Hope you've had a good week. School holidays starting here in the UK as well as we head up to Easter. So a couple of weeks off, although Drive Time will continue next week, 3 until 7 at our brand new time. Make sure you're listening, atomradio.co.uk. Tune in, iTunes Radio or smart speaker. Just a shameless plug, but then you are listening to the podcast though, so it's well worth it. On the way for you in the next 20 minutes or so, the cheating capital of the UK has been revealed. A house or a series of houses with a massive design flaw. What did a Swedish couple ask official permission to do? What can help you avoid mosquitoes? And how do you become a food expert? All that and more in this week's podcast. Settle back, get yourself a cup of tea or a coffee or even a beer, whatever you want. It's all yours. The Atom Radio Best Bits Podcast.
Atom Radio. Ooh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
Mark Denham.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
You got Mark with you on Monday's Drive Time at 4:21. So, looking for love? Well, some people in a certain place in the UK are looking for more love than others. Yeah, according to data from Illicit Encounters, this is a site that offers dating services for those who are married. It's been revealed that Windsor, which is literally just a couple of miles away from our studios here in Slough, has the highest proportion of adulterers as a percentage of the population of the UK. In Windsor, 1,555 people are cheating on their partners according to this survey, which is 17% up on last year's total. Maidenhead has more unfaithful residents at 1,963. However, Windsor has a higher percentage of adulterous adults in comparison to Maidenhead. The percentage in Windsor, 4.3% and 2.9% in Maidenhead. Slough, however, where we are streaming from, has considerably fewer unfaithful residents with just 1,269 affairs, which is an increase of 267 from the previous year. So yay Slough. You see, something goes in Slough's favour.
Drive time with Mark Denham.
Saw over the weekend an advertising feature, 5 reasons you need to visit Phuket. Surely one of those reasons has to be so you can mispronounce it when you add it to the list of places you've been.
Drive Time with Mark Denham.
6:15 on a Monday. Residents have threatened to quit their new £500,000 homes after discovering a number of faults. Now, one of these would be a deal closer. Definitely, I'm certain it would. One of the faults in the new homes, this is in Plymouth in Devon. There's no frosted glass on the bathroom, which is on the lower floor, and everyone who walks past the footpath can clearly see straight into the bathroom. Now, I mean, like, the frosted glass does still leave shadows and stuff like that, but no, this is just ordinary glass, and somebody's put a picture up of their toilet, which is right next to the bathroom window, and a man walking past outside can clearly be seen in the picture, which means that also the man walking outside can clearly see the person sat on the throne doing what they need to do. I mean, that is slightly a problem, I would say.
Mark Denham.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Predictions are being taken now for the royal baby's name. Now, I did see someone the other day post that they thought it was going to be a baby with the hashtag Royal Male, which, you know, if you work it out, you know what I'm saying. If you work it out, if it was to be a baby of a male sex, then obviously being Royal Male, it should be called Pat, should it not?
Mark Denham.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
On a day today when Flybe have announced the cancellation of loads of flights for operational reasons, imagine if you are, and I do apologise here, Skermantus Streamatis, that's his name. He got a once-in-a-lifetime experience turning up for a flight to find that he was the only passenger. So he got to enjoy almost, private plane lifestyle. A 737-800, which will seat 188. That's when he got all to himself on his journey to Italy for a skiing holiday last month. The situation came about after a travel agency, Nova Tourist, chartered a plane to fly a group of people home to Lithuania from Italy. To avoid flying the outbound leg with an empty aircraft, the agency offered one-way tickets to Bergamo, and only one was sold. So, this guy had obviously the 2 pilots, they have to be there, and 5 cabin crew members all to himself on this Boeing 737. I'm guessing because he was the only passenger. He probably got a free upgrade to first class as well, as he was the only passenger on this plane. But imagine that, though. You turn up, you look on board, and there's just you and 5 cabin crew. So these 5 people are all going to serve him because there's nobody else to serve. That's amazing. So you don't have to buzz your light or anything like that and just wait for them to come. You're sat there on your own. Fair play to the guy, though. One-way trip, and he gets an entire Boeing 737 all to himself. Must have felt like Donald Trump on Air Force One.
Drive Time with Mark Denham.
It's Atom Radio, online at atomradio.co.uk, on mobile via TuneIn, on iTunes Radio, and on your smart speaker too. It's 16 after 4. We mentioned a couple of weeks ago about this lady that captures people. I think she was Iranian, wasn't she? She captures people on their commute. Well, now we hear of another person doing it on the London Underground, home to all sorts of unspoken rules. Don't use your seat for just a bag, no outrageously smelly food. If you do your makeup, you'll be glared at by at least one older man, etc., etc., etc. But one photographer captures the unique mini-culture of the Tube network by secretly photographing people on their commutes. Stefan Russo began taking pictures on his commute when, after 20 years of driving to work, he decided to ditch the stress of beeping horns and traffic jams and start taking the Tube instead. Now, he says that his usual commute is both busy and stressful if it's before 9 a.m. He says he likes to read a newspaper or listen to music, but sometimes doesn't even have the room for that. So when on his travels, he became intrigued by the behaviour of fellow commuters, noticing that despite bustling crowds and a lack of space, every person managed to remain in their own little world, avoiding interaction with strangers and instead using their time on the train to read, watch TV, do makeup, or just sit in silence without making eye contact. This does sound quite similar to the Iranian lady we mentioned a couple of weeks ago, doesn't it? Part of that self-imposed isolation meant that when Stefan got out his camera, most people didn't even notice he was taking their picture. He began snapping his fellow commuters in their private moments on the trains. He doesn't ask permission. Now, this is the difference between him and the Iranian lady. He doesn't ask permission before taking their photo. He says, I don't ask permission because if I did, the moment would be lost. The point of this feature was to capture real moments and an authentic atmosphere. If I asked and they agreed, then I said, can you go back to doing your makeup? It wouldn't be as real or as truthful. To date, not one person has noticed me taking their picture. The difference between him and the Iranian lady is that he doesn't ask permission after. Now, she does. She tells them that she's taken their photo. She then puts it up on Instagram. Stefan doesn't ask for permission even after. He says he's very discreet and he's very quiet, but I think they're all so wrapped up in their own world they would be oblivious to anything going on around them. No one's expressed anger or annoyance so far at Stefan for sharing their private moments publicly. He's created a collection of images that sums up the mood of the morning commutes packed with sleepy passengers trying to ready themselves for the day ahead. So yeah, he doesn't ask permission to post them, whereas the lady from Iran that did the same thing, she does ask permission to post those pictures. So yeah, how would you feel if you were on the tube and Stefan captures your picture and puts it up and you don't know about it? We're probably in the background of many, many photos. If you ever go out somewhere, in the background of many photos, I'd imagine. But this guy has deliberately taken pictures and stuck them up online. So how would you feel if that was you? I'll just hit the microphone if I want. How would you feel if that was you and you found that your photo had been taken without your knowledge and then put up online? I mean, don't get me wrong, his photos are really, really good, but because this is because it's 2019, surely you should have permission before you put them up. Stefan, if you are listening, I'm just thinking you probably could be in a whole world of danger. But anyway, they're great photos. Well done.
Drive time with Mark Denham.
This 20-year-old that's going to make you sick with jealousy. He rakes in more than £10,000 a month and now says that he no longer needs to work at the age of just 28 after selling his business. So the guy had a business selling soap to the NHS. He sold that and now invests in property. And he claims he's done all this by watching YouTube videos. His property business turns over 10 grand a month. That's £120,000 a year, obviously less tax. He has a small portfolio of cheap properties in Barnsley, South Yorkshire, worth around £500,000. Despite only having started devoting himself full-time to this in September of last year, he owns 9 properties. He also helps complete deals for investors, sourcing properties and generating a finder's fee for himself. And he credits his rapid success to watching property investor crash course videos produced by Samuel Leeds, a famous multi-millionaire property investor. So rather than getting the brain teaser ready, I should be scouring the internet for property investor. Well, no, I don't want property investor, do I? I want radio investor crash course videos. Then who knows? Like September is what? 7 months ago. So if we're in April now, by November, I could be earning 10 grand a month for doing virtually nothing. I'm gonna get YouTubing. Hold on.
Mark Denham.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
4:21 Thursday afternoon here in the UK and wherever it is around the day for you, wherever you are around the world. Hello, hope you're well. It's drive time on atomradio.co.uk, tune in iTunes Radio and your smart speaker. A Swedish couple have requested official permission to flash their bums at their next-door neighbour's security camera. This is true. The unusual inquiry was sent to the Swedish Data Protection Authority as part of a complaint against the neighbour. The couple claimed the resident was peeking into their private garden, conservatory and bedroom with a recording camera device. As part of their complaint into the loss of their privacy, they officially requested permission to flash their bums at the neighbour. A lawyer for the authority said that he and his team of investigators have yet to visit the house to assess the situation. Bottoms up.
Drive time with Mark Denham.
Speaking of singing along, I was outside yesterday, and as I was outside yesterday, there was a young lady walking her dog, had closed-ear, over-ear headphones on, clearly listening to music, and was singing very, very, very badly out of tone to whatever it was she was listening to. So yeah, if ever you are putting headphones on and a favourite song of yours comes on, remember, not only you in your own ears can hear that singing, if you've got your big headphones on, everybody around you can also hear it.
Drive time with Mark Denham.
5:18 on Thursday's drive time. If you are going on holiday somewhere where there are mosquitoes, this thing that could help you, that isn't mosquito spray. Studies found that a music track by Skrillex, the electronic artist known for his dubstep music, could be an effective way to protect against mosquitoes. There you go. Just turn your music up loud and you're sorted. If you like Skrillex, that is. Insect and disease scientists from around the world played the electronic music to yellow fever mosquitoes to investigate the effects. The team then said sound and its reception are crucial for the reproduction, survival and population maintenance of many animals. In insects, low-frequency vibrations facilitate sexual interactions. Good for them. Whereas noise disrupts the perception of signals from conspecifics, that's members of the same species. Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites by Skrillex. That's the track if you want to try it when you go on holiday. Has a mixture of very high and very low frequencies and was chosen to see whether or not electronic music would be an effective way of repelling the insects. Female adult mosquitoes that were entertained by the song attacked their hosts, that's you or me, later, and less often than those which were not exposed to the sound. So there you go. If you're going on holiday, crank up some Skrillex and then you'll be hopefully mosquito-free as long as you move quickly because they will still attack you later.
Drive time with Mark Denham.
Pair these teas with scones to find out which British celeb is your prom date. I think I'm all right, actually. I'm just looking on the website where I normally find a load of quizzes and that. How about this? Eat a school dinner and we'll tell you how many kids you'll have. Well, I know how many children I do have, so shall we try it? Choose a main course: spaghetti bolognese, pizza, hamburger, jacket potato or curry. Oh, that's hard. Spaghetti bolognese, shepherd's pie or curry it would be. And I don't know which one. Maybe a hamburger as well. I don't know. I'm going shepherd's pie because I don't often have shepherd's pie. Choose a side: beans, potato smileys, plain rice, Yorkshire pudding, grated cheese or chips. Do you know what? I'd go with chips. Even though there is potato on the cottage pie, I'd go with chips. Choose a veggie. I don't like any of the vegetables, so I won't have one of those. Choose one more side: a bread roll, turkey dinosaur, spaghetti hoops, fish fingers, garlic bread or ham slices. Well, I'll have garlic bread out of those, I think. Choose a drink. A Quenchy cup, lemon, barley, squash, Capri Sun, fruit shoot, water or Ribena. I'll go with Ribena. Oh, a dessert. This is an easy one. Ice bun, jam roly-poly, rice pudding with jam, apple crumble with custard, apricot jam tart, or a cake. I'm going ice bun. Now, I didn't pick any vegetables. Choose a snack for later. A tea cake, choc dips, Baby Bell, a Fruit Wonder, a Mavitti's Club, or an apple. A club bar. I can't get my results because I haven't gone with a vegetable. I don't like vegetables. I'm going to have to go back and pick a vegetable though, aren't I? Mixed veg, broccoli, iceberg lettuce, green beans, steamed cauliflower or baby carrots. I'll go with baby carrots. And I got 4. I'm going to have 4 children apparently. Well, I know for a fact that I've got 1, and I know for a fact I'm unlikely to have any more at this time in life as well.
Mark Denham.
It's 25 past 3. It's Friday afternoon. Mark with you on Drive Time. You know, like living is a massive, massive cost, isn't it? You've got your rent or your mortgage and you've got your council tax and all your bills, etc. How about this? A man has lived for years rent-free in London, one of the most expensive places in the country, actually the most expensive place in the country to live, and he has lived rent-free for years. How's he done it? Well, the easy way is he cat sits. He's lived in over 25 houses in those years, looking after 30 cats, and he's managed to avoid spending thousands on paying a landlord. As well as looking after the feline residents, he acts as a human burglar deterrent and can carry out other tasks around the home, such as watering plants. So yeah, like he's lived for years in London, the most expensive place in the UK, just by cat sitting. Wow. I have a cat, but I don't know that I'd let someone live absolutely rent-free for years just for cat sitting. I don't know that I would. But then maybe I could just take my cat and go and live elsewhere, absolutely free cat sitting for me and my cat as well.
Drive time with Mark Denham.
If you like noodles, then Bonnie Chung from London has revealed the perfect way to make them. Now, I'm not going to go into that, all right, because I'm not a massive fan of noodles. But what I did want to point out here is that it's headlined, Japanese food expert reveals her surprising tips to the perfect ramen, including letting them rest in ice water. All right, so that's the headline. I'm just wondering, how do you become an expert in food? Because I eat. Does that mean I'm an expert in food or not? You know, I do eat, and I eat quite a lot of food. Does that mean that I can call myself a food expert? How do you actually become an expert in something? That's what I've seen things on TV, like, expert driving instructor. How do you become an expert? How do you become an expert in Japanese food? You just eat a lot of it and that makes you an expert? Somebody has to explain this. Or do I just get to call myself an expert because I eat a lot of food? That'd be fair, wouldn't it? I think I'm liking that one. So come on then, I think I fulfill 9 out of the 10 criteria. All but the last one, I think I fulfill. So I must therefore be an expert. I'm just trying to think now of all the things that I'm an expert in. That didn't take very long, did it? That's episode 39 of the Atom Radio Best Bits Drive Time podcast. All done for you. We'll have episode 40 next Saturday. Make sure you subscribe. You'll get the notification of when the next podcast comes out. And don't forget you can listen live Monday to Friday between 3 and 7 on atomradio.co.uk, on TuneIn, on iTunes Radio and on your smart speaker. I will catch you again next week on the podcast. I'll see you Monday on Atom Radio, 3 o'clock for Drive Time.
Atom Radio, ooh yeah, playing the music you want to hear.
Mark Denham.
Atom Radio.